today. Right now, I got the Sega Genesis Mini again, and it is time for Retro Request Party, episode 12. We got some really random games that I want to kind of show off here, in addition to the usual slew of them. And as always, as the title would indicate, it is done by request, so hopefully we get some viewers for today's episode. We got a ton of games. As you guys know, the Genesis Mini usually comes with 40 games. I've added quite a few more. I've shown some of them off in past streams, but today, well, I really went off the menu here. So I'm going to go ahead real quick. Not that anybody's watching right now, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of look at this. Of course, anyone who has a Genesis Mini knows the games that are already on display, but I've added about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 more, in addition to the ones that are here, which are pretty great anyway. And since there's nobody really watching right now, I'm just going to kind of scroll through them for my own pleasure and then maybe just jump into one just to kind of have something playing when my plethora of fans will undoubtedly show up and cheer me on. Nah, I hope you're all having a great day today. It's a nice Sunday, nice weather, at least here in this area, and I've been looking forward to this episode for a while, and I got a couple random games, some at the request of a friend, some because I was just curious to try them. And honestly, the games I got, there were a couple in particular that I'm definitely going to show off in this episode at some point. Some of the games I got were actually like really good. So, like I said, maybe just kick off a game of Dragon Fury just to kind of get things started. I see we already got a viewer, so welcome to the Chaos Blur episode 12 Retro Request Party. God, that's a mouthful. How do I do this? This is Dragon's Fury. This is a very random kind of game. Play Land of Confusion. That's a Genesis song. Oh, that was actually pretty good. All right, fine. You got me. You got me. That was actually really good. No, actually, I really like this game. This is called Dragon's Fury, as I mentioned, and also you just saw it in the title. Really hard game though. Like, it is very unforgiving, as you're about to see. I just lost the ball in like 30 seconds. What I like about this game is that there's all these like hidden bonus rounds and stuff. Like almost everything on the table can be attacked or destroyed, and I don't know. I like the theme. I like the music. Like that little, that not little, that huge head. Yeah, it actually becomes like a dragon or something. Like there's like all kinds of secrets here on the pinball table. It's a deceptively like it looks like a simple game, but there's actually a lot going on. I always want to beat all the bonus rounds, but as you can tell, I've already lost 2 balls. Sucks when you lose your balls. It really does. So, I lost 2 balls, yeah. I got no more left. How are things up your way, Bex? How's life? Same old. Well, I don't know if that's good or not, but it could be worse, right? I'm a pinball junkie. To me, it's one of the few genres that really the graphics don't matter. Like even newer pinball games, like what's the difference really? It's still fun. What I like about these kind of games is you can do stuff you can't do on a regular pinball table, like obviously all these enemies moving around and stuff, and all the little portals, so... I'd like to show off a bonus round, but I don't know if I'm going to make it to one. I've played this game a lot, and like I always seem to get different stuff, so I don't know how it's determined. There's like a lot of luck involved. I've played this game a lot, but I'm still not any better at it. It's sad, really. Oh, going into those little star things should give me something. There we go. Yeah, so this is one of the many bonus rounds. These are tough. This one's actually kind of easy. There's some that are like bosses. Oh, no, I lost. So, yeah, I don't know what happens if you beat them all. If you notice on the right, there's like a bunch of... Well, now they're zeroed out because I haven't beaten them. I think there's like 6 of them. It says entry bonus stage. I think the most I've ever beaten in one run is 3. See, like, that face is getting all maniacal now. Yeah, now it's a dragon. And I just went in the dragon's mouth. This one's hard. Oh, snap, that was only part 1? Actually never made it this far. Nah, saw that coming. How's the sound, like the game sound, compared to my sound? Sound good? Ah, sir, you don't have to be so formal about it. Why don't we just say V get us Enon while we're at it? Good nerd, much better. Little better, yeah. Alright, so Dex and maybe some other people are familiar with this screen. Notice I've added some games like Quackshot, Pac-Mania, Dragon's Fury. These were not games that came with it. Streets of Rage 2. Did I get rid of Streets of Rage 3? I don't even remember. Oh, I'm sorting by release date, that's why. A to Z. I added a game called Boogerman, specifically because a friend of mine asked for it. I've tested it, it's actually not as bad as you think. Not good, but it's not as bad as you think. Echo the Dolphin. Garfield Caught in the Act, which was actually a deceptively good game. Power Rangers. In fact, a lot of games in the 90s just kind of depended on how much you liked the characters. McDonald's Treasureland Adventures, believe it or not, is actually pretty playable. I was very surprised by that. I got Mortal Kombat 3, because I got tired of 2. Which one? I just said then play it. I mean, I'm just giving suggestions. This is a retro request party, not a retro whatever. Hold on one second. And we're back. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a masterpiece, but considering I thought this was just going to be a cheap cash grab, and it probably is. It's probably the most fun game featuring Ronald McDonald, and it's made by Treasure, who's actually a real game publisher. There's actually a fairly decent story to this, too. I mean, it's not Shakespeare, but they didn't have to make a story for this. It looks like a piece of a treasure map. Apparently we really needed to show that for that long. I wonder where the rest of the map is. What Ronald didn't know was that 3 bad guys, unnamed, each had a piece of the map. Okay, Ronald said with a smile, let's go on a treasure hunt. And so, with a piece of the map in his hand, Ronald begins his adventure. Why do I feel like I'm like reading like a child's book? This isn't like the best game ever, but this could have been a lot worse. I'll even go so far as to say it's better than Cool Spot. One thing that's kind of cool is you can use his handkerchief to kind of like reach up at stuff and climb up to higher platforms. As you'd imagine, it's a pretty easy game. It's actually not trash. Like, that's all I wanted, was for it not to be trash. Like, the physics are actually pretty good on those little, like, jumpy things. There you go, it's a game. Like, if I had gotten this game as a kid, I would not be annoyed with it. Like, there were a lot of games I got as a kid, you know, because you don't realize how bad they are until later, but a lot of Genesis games, if I'm being honest, not the best, because there were like 1,000-something games. But this actually would have been one of my favorite ones if I was a kid playing it. I mean, let's face it, I haven't really matured that much, so let's see. This part I have not played. I only played a little bit to test the game earlier. I feel like I just got attacked by Sleepy. 7 dwarves. Pretty basic platform. It almost reminds me of Kirby with the bright colors and stuff. Except instead of Kirby, I'm a clown. Different areas, though. I mean, this is only the first level. Oh, okay, that was something. I don't know what any of these little doodads do that I'm collecting. Okay, this is actually something. Put a little thought into this. Kind of spinny wheel thingy. Yeah, all those McDonald's commercials where you'd see Ronald McDonald on a spinning wheel. Literally another button. And, oh, not dead, okay. You don't even die if you fall down there. Oh, that doesn't help things. Ah, stop it. Stop it. Ronald can't swim. Jeez, that thing is angry. Okay, go all the way back now. Lovely. These supposed to be like pieces of bread? Like, I don't even know what this thing is. Just an arbitrary spinning wheel. Actually, that was probably not a smart move. So now I can't see where I'm jumping. I have no idea what's happening. Still better than Boogermare. That's a frog. Okay, I didn't know if the frog was good to jump on or not. That's a Furby. It looks like a freaking unicorn Furby. Sorry, I feel like I'm boring Vex to tears if she's even still here. How am I supposed to get up there? Ow. What the hell? Is this a boss? What the frick is even happening? Okay. I'm drowning, I guess. I can't attack. Oh my god. That didn't look good, but I guess I won? Okay, that was weird. Treasure was smoking something special when they made this game. This was actually pretty tolerable. It's probably the highest praise I can give it. It actually doesn't suck. The goal is to reach Burger King. I'll have it your way. Okay, the goal is to find some treasure map or something. I don't know. It's a pretty dull plot. 0. I don't know what the numbers mean. 4. 3. Oh, that's not good. Okay, well, at least they give me a countdown. That was a lot of water. This might actually be kind of annoying. The animation on this water is pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Ow. Whoa, okay. Just dragon chilling there. Ow. What was that? In the frick? How many golds do I have? Oh, 3150. There's actually an inventory system in this game? Why would there be an inventory system? Hold on, I don't think I bought that. Take my money, inventory thingy. I can't carry any more of that. Oh, I don't know, at max life. I just spent money to buy jewels? I don't really get that. I just spent currency to buy currency. Goal is up there. Using all of my second grade education to beat this game. The dragon's invincible? Oh, okay. So nothing's immune to the powers of Ronald McDonald. Alright, I'm quitting this game. Just because it doesn't suck doesn't mean it's a great game. Time is your GTA stream? MK3 for you and me. I actually tried this game earlier. I didn't think it was as good as MK2, believe it or not. Looks a little nicer, but just thought I'd give it a shot. Like I said, all these are free, so just a matter of downloading the ROMs. Any preference on character? Notice they did add a few for this game. Yep, looks like I'm being Liu Kang. Screw it. It's selected for me. Bottom, middle. Too late. Appreciate the thought, though. Didn't even realize there was a timer on that. I said this doesn't play as well as 2, I don't think. I apparently don't know how to uppercut. It's usually down an A, but that just does like a lower punch. To the manual! No, I'm just kidding, I don't have the manual. They got rid of uppercutting. Oh, I don't even know how I did that. Holy crap. Okay, if I could do that like 8 more times, that'd be great. Okay, I think it's down in C, but that time I uppercut him into the next level, that was kind of cool. Alright, I stand corrected. The game is actually kind of decent. I just don't know how to play it. No, because C is kick. Is it A and C? B and C. A, B, C for you. Frick, I always get killed by Jax. I'm so tired of Jax. I'm just trying to figure out the damn controls. It's A and C? That's so weird. It's A and C at the same time for an uppercut. What the fuck am I doing? No, that's not even reliable. It's A then C? Why make that complicated? Let me know who this guy is. Oh, Cabal. Stages look cool. I can do the move. Oh, damn, I did it again. Damn it, that was close. I feel like I'm in the final battle of a Batman movie now with this background. Okay, so the uppercut is a very unreliable A and C, maybe. It would be good if the controls were better. Damn it, I saw him doing that too. Peter's not very deep. You almost always start with a special move. In this case, it seems to only be that one. I'm guessing I can't uppercut him any higher because the stage, like, ends here. Damn it. I'm somehow winning these. I don't even know how. Oh, that's not Shao Kahn. He's above him. Nightwolf. Oh, this looks like the dungeon level from the first Mortal Kombat. Just better graphics. Oh, I hate when he does this. That's such an annoying combo. Like, what the frick am I supposed to do about that? Gee, I wonder how I was going to defend that. This guy literally has, like, one move, and it's that. Actually, uppercut would be a nice defense on that. Alright, well, that seemed fair. If you like the opponent using a Game Shark. You said bottom middle? Oh, who, Shiva? Yeah, you're getting Shiva now. Yes, I do know who that is. The arenas look really cool. B is block? I should have gone into the controls before I started this game. Whoa, that was kind of cool. Yeah. What's really funny is so far Bex is my only viewer, and I thought she'd be the viewer I wouldn't have. Jesus. It's called an uppercut. Use it! Oh, snap! Snap, crackle, pop. At least that was more of a fair fight. It's A and B. Maybe. That is very annoying. Apparently my blood is green. Shoot. Oh, shoot. Dang, I was so close to winning that. I'll do one more. Then I'll see how I feel. Who's the... Oh, they got Cyrax? Sorry, I always forget their names. You have Cyrax or Smoke. He's one of the robots. Sector, I was off. I do enjoy that. I don't know why. It's so ridiculous. Did I just, like, break the game? Yeah, that broke the game. That was fun. That was... Yeah, you saw the same thing I saw. Like, I thought maybe it was just loading. It just never came back. Alright, well, that was fun while it lasted. I finally figured out how to do the uppercut, and I killed us. Alright, sorry to put you on the spot, Bex, but you're the only one here, so... You have control the board for all eternity. Ooh, not even Power Rangers, just one Power Ranger. And not just any Power Ranger game, this is the game based on the movie, which I am ashamed to say that I've seen many times. Which is actually really funny because, like a lot of movie games, this barely follows the movie. Like, the first level follows the movie, and then after that they make up their own story. It's an insult is what it is. Not a bad game though. I only put this on here because it was like a game I played as a kid a lot. I don't think we really need the story, but if you want to read it, go ahead. Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there were some Rangers. Power. You see the Power Rangers movie? The one that this is based on, 1995? I'm skipping. Let's see. If I had to guess, I'm going to say you want me to be the Red Ranger, but I'll see who you pick. Actually, yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. They all pretty much do the same thing. So picture the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, but not as good. That's pretty much this game. But I did like this movie. I always found funny about beat 'em ups like this is that, like, two enemies like this, like, one will wait politely for you to beat the other one up before they attack. Like, they don't really swarm you. It's very automated in that way. Also, who are those two people just on their knees pumping their fists? Like, what is that? That's these questions. There's some weird stuff going on in this Angel Grove, let me tell you. Ow. Saw him coming too. Like, that guy's gonna strangle me, isn't he? They run, they're like on ice skates. It's weird the way the running animation is. It's like I'm skating. What's that German word that you always want me to say? I think I've almost got it down. If I say that now, I'd probably Streichholzschatzen. Anything? Streichholzschatzen? Hold on. Oh no, because the A with the thing over it's pronounced more like an A. Streichholzschätzeln. Streichholzschätzelchen. 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 Streichholzschätelchen. Streichholzschätelchen? I don't care. I tried. I know how to say strafe. I know how to say holes. It's that third one I've never really had to say before. Almost like a game, like if I can get those words right. Like it's not even about break is false. Strike? Sounds more like strike. Stuff to remember. I just think you all got together and just came up with a word that nobody can say. Just, yeah, have them say that. Streichholzschädel. Streichholzschädel. By the time I get to the chant, I got no shot. It's hard to explain why it's difficult, because I've actually said longer words. Just making those vowels like all in a row like that is just not something I naturally do. Hey, what's up, Pleb? This is back in your day. We had the Power Rangers. You know, back in your day, they probably had the like Supermen or something. They probably wore little masks with their head. Commodore. Oh, the Commodore. That was like the big keyboard thing, right? That wasn't even like there was no graphics. Commodore was worse. Even I'm not going back that far. Sorry. Atari. Atari, actually, I got some respect for Atari. I mean, you know, they kind of started the games in a way. So, Clev, I don't know if you can see the chat before you got here, but I was just attempting to say a really long word that Bex gave me, and it didn't go very well. Started with Pong, and something tells me that you ended with Pong. Did start with S, you already know what it's going to be, huh? Streichholzschädelten. I almost have to say it fast, because if I think about it, I'm not going to say it. Streichholzschädelten. Yeah, if I say it enough times, like I said, I can't think. If I think about it too long, it's just going to be gibberish. Like, I gotta, like, just go for it. Why does who do what? Eichhörnchen? Eichhörnchen. I almost I get scared of the word, and then I say the syllables in a weird way. I'm trying to say it more naturally. Einhornchen. Oh, sorry, I'm not reading right. Yeah, is it both CHs or just the one at the end? Oh, okay. That actually makes it harder. Eichhörnchen. Eichhörnchen. I feel like the video game has become secondary now. I'm just trying to pronounce the words. Oh, it was Strudelbump. I'm trying to do the R now. Strudel. Well, I can't do the R. I'm not going to do the R. Screw the R. Strudelbump doesn't mean anything. Isn't that a squirrel? That little squirrel. Regular sized squirrel. I don't know. This level goes on forever. Almost like that word. Well, strudel means something. Heck, maybe bump means something too, but I don't think it's an actual word. don't know how that got started. If it's a made-up word, then I can't pronounce it wrong, because it doesn't exist. Strudelbump. Strudel is a vortex? I would have thought a strudel would have been a strudel. Thankfully, I don't use the word vortex very often in everyday life, but if I want to use it now, I can say that. Oh, but they only drive one car in the city. I'm going to say apple strudel is a thing. I don't know what the point of having a timer is when it runs out and nothing happens. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. No, apparently it's a vortex. Apple strudel. I like the apple strudel. Hold on, there is one word I can say that's fairly involved, and I'm probably going to get this wrong now. I think it's Meldebesheim. Yep, got it wrong. Meldebesheimung. Probably was way off on that. I think it's like a registration permit. Meldebesheimung. Oh, there's too many M's and N's in that. Gonna like start the stream up and they're just gonna hear me say Meldebesheimung. Yeah, that's it. Meldebesheimung. I still can't say the other one that's even longer. Meldebesheimung. Use it in a sentence. These words I learn, I'm never gonna use. Meldebesheimung. If somebody asks me if I want a Meldebesheimung, I can say, yeah, I'll take a Meldebesheimung. Hey, it's the Megazord part. They just kind of pasted a freaking children's activity book background and called this a city. I'm gonna start saying random words now. At least that was close enough that you knew what word I was going for. Actually, I think the longest word ever was an English word, but I don't know if it's even a word anymore. It had like so many letters. I looked this up once. And actually, even I don't know. I think I don't know. Obviously, that's what I'm up to. I just love how the Megazord does this weird little spinny kick, but it's so impractical. That's not the longest word in English. The longest word in English is it's a medical term. Yeah, I'm not even trying that, Bex. The longest word in English, I think, is like mono. It's a medical term. It's a disease. It's like monovolcanic nucleosis. I can't even say that in its English. But anti-disestablishmentarianism is also up there. I know that. Medical words are ridiculous. Like there's, deoxyribonucleic acid. Yeah, a lot of medical terms are based in Latin. That just wants me to say that weird word. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Yeah, I don't even, like, sometimes I can break it down. I can't even tell you. Like, I could probably do Rinder, and that's about as far as I get. If I ever need to say that, I'll just write it down. Actually, I won't write it down, because I'm not going to remember how to spell it. Oh, Clem, I didn't realize you didn't follow before. Well, thank you for following. I'll expect your check in the mail by the end of the month. Bex is raking in 6 cents here. I expect to get at least a nickel. Alright. I guess we should let the can of the man have the next pick here. some of these awesome games. You can play something high class like Boogerman. Also got Crew Ball, Darius. Well, you can read. There's no Pong on here, though, I'm sorry to say. Got Pac-Man. You don't like Pac-Man? Who doesn't like Pac-Man? Oh, that's funny. No matter Kinder, I get it. Said in English, it makes no sense, but I understand it. I find this music relaxing. It's like, Sonic. I never heard her so emphatic. Am I playing the lousy first one? Because we've both already proven that one kind of blows. Ah, alright, we're playing the superior second one. Donkey Kong, that's Nintendo. And in your case, I don't know if you mean the original Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Country, because the original Donkey Kong is that arcade game where Mario's like trying to jump up and avoid the barrels. Boomer. There was a game called Boomer, wasn't there? Really old game. So fun fact, both Sonic games start almost the same, with even the same level layout. You just run, grassy level, there's a monkey in the tree, and there's the fish coming out of the bridge. It's almost the same layout. That is very true. And in fact, I think he was called Jumpman originally. These are little pop-up facts that I should put on the bottom of the screen if I had such a technology. See, Clev, you're a gamer. See, this was actually my very first video game was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This was my first game ever. So I always get warm and fuzzies when I see this. Gamer. He showed him. Oh, I know he did. He don't let him fool you. He loved it. He loved every second of it. What I thought was more weird was Aerith's reaction to it. Like, she was really excited. Like, kind of wondering about her now. Yeah, she really was. Well, you can do stuff to save a girl and still not be, and still be gay. Like, he's just a good person. I don't think he's gay. I don't think he really cares one way or the other. Needs to pursue dressing up as a woman more? Yeah, maybe. Maybe he'll discover his feminine side that way. Getting closer to Tifa. Aerith. Aerithottle. I guess that's his character. I didn't really know the game, but I guess that's what Cloud does. If you leave Sonic idling too long, he stares at you and starts tapping his foot impatiently. Just like that. Hooks up with Barret. Just picture that. Barret be like, "What the hell, man? Marlene's in the other room. Can't be doing this shit out here. I know it's called Seventh Heaven, but that's not why." Cloud's obviously had some trauma. Like, they keep flashing back to stuff that's happened to him, so obviously he probably used to be more heartwarming, and then something happened to him. Yeah, I like when people are like, "Hey, bro," and he's like, "Don't call me bro." It's just such a Batman thing to say. I'm not your bro. I'm not even your hoe. Of course, I couldn't get the shield and then lose my rings. I wouldn't have lost my rings being the point. What's up, bro? Broheen. Broheimer. Mein Bruder. fun fact, this is actually the fastest level in the game, like in terms of just all the speed boosters and everything. But everyone thinks Sonic is about speed, but a lot of the later levels are not that fast. I played what before? Well, I probably played Sonic 2 before on these streams. It's a go-to. Later, it's too fast for the game. Well, actually, there are some parts in this, and I wasn't able to exploit it, where you can have Sonic outrun the camera, so he's actually off-screen. There's a part coming up here that's pretty fast. You can tell I've played this a time or two. I don't really get that. I was gonna sleep tonight. Like, who asked you if you were gonna sleep or not? The Sonic movie was really good, actually. I'm gonna be getting that on DVD. I think it comes out like beginning of May. I really liked it. I actually liked it better the second time. I don't know why. Maybe because I was just more relaxed at home. But I was ready to be critical of it. I know Bex thought it was just okay. My thoughts on it are that if that was the only Sonic movie, I would probably feel the same way. Because I feel like they missed some opportunities. But seeing as how they set it up for a sequel, like I feel like it was a good beginning, and I think the sequel would be like a lot better because they set everything up perfectly. In my opinion, by having Jim Carrey become Robotnik at the end, where he's got the mustache and everything, like I really think they've got some idea where to go with it. They basically set up the plot of this game, Sonic 2, maybe even Sonic 3 if they bring Knuckles in. Well, yeah, obviously Jim Carrey would come back. In fact, I want to say, they signed a contract with him for a few movies. That doesn't mean they're going to make them. They could. And I hope they make at least one more. So, like I said, good first movie, but, I'm more excited for a sequel. I did not think I would say when the movie first came out. I thought this movie had no shot at a sequel. And I'm a Sonic fan. I can be honest. Yeah, that's Jim Carrey, by the way. He put on some weight in this game, and it looks like pixels. Yeah, I don't know if it's the highest-selling video game movie. I think Detective Pikachu might still be higher, but it grossed a lot more than its budget, so that's always a good sign. I'm just glad it came out before the whole coronavirus scare. Jim Carrey was too thin for Robotnik, but if you notice at the end, they made him a little plumper, so I have a feeling they'll go with that for the next movie, if there is one. Because the thing about Robotnik is, even in the games, he has kind of a small head, but just a really big stomach, so they could pull that off with him. But as far as attitude, like, Jim Carrey was great as Robotnik. It's actually never really said how old Robotnik is. I don't know if he's like an elderly guy or he's middle-aged. It's never really touched on in any of the canon. I would always say like mid-40s or 50s, but again, it's funny. Robotnik has like the least lore about him in the series. Like he's always just kind of there. That's why the movie really couldn't mess him up, because there really is not a true origin story of Robotnik. You don't have to be. I know you're thinking like Albert Einstein. That guy was old, but specifically evil doctors, not just doctors. They get evil in their old age. Like, they're actually not evil at all. They were just, like, senile. Like, they think they're good, but they just don't know what they're doing. Who wasn't evil? Robotnik? He was evil in the movie. I mean, not in the traditional sense, but that's why I like the way they established his character, as he was just a robotics military guy who kind of went off the deep end. Oh, Einstein. Oh, yeah, no, Einstein, well, as far as we know, wasn't evil. I mean, revisionist history, who knows. Anybody who could write all those math equations could not be all good. Hey, just thought of something. Isn't Einstein German for like 1 stone? Is it really? Einstein? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I've just always heard it said the other way. Well, the more you know. Well, no Einstein, I'll tell you that. Realistically, I'm already at level 3. I could probably beat this game in like 20 minutes, but I'm not really, in the interest of variety, I'm not going to do that. Tails stole my hit. Oh, not hammer time anymore. I'll do one more level of Sonic 2 because the next level is my favorite level. And again, every level in this game is fantastic, but this level was really got me into Sonic, the casino level. Casino Night Zone. It's actually a really easy level too, but it's fun. See if I can't get the slot machine. World's smallest elevator. Barely holds a hedgehog. You guys seeing this? Sonic's like idle animation just got frozen there. Frankenstein. I feel like a conversation that I'm not like part of right now because I feel like some clubs are saying random stuff. Gene Wilder was Frankenstein? Frankenstein. Gene Wilder, that's Willy Wonka, right? That's how I know. The Candyman can. What movie, Frankenstein or Willy Wonka? Ah, Robotnik. He's got zeroed out. Just like real slot machines, you can lose. Yeah, well, easy come, easy go. mean, this is a great game. I'm not saying Sonic 1 is terrible, but it's not my personal favorite. It's got some good moments. Sonic 3 is still the best. Sonic 2 is an awesome game. A bit on the short side, though, as you can tell. But I'm also not going for all the Chaos Emeralds, or any of the Chaos Emeralds. That could be time-consuming. Or vertical games. What's a vertical game? I see Bex is getting ready to either go to sleep or watch her other stream. Either way, I appreciate having you here for a bit. Actually, more than a bit. You've been here pretty much the whole time. Right now, I'm about to fight a fat guy in a helicopter. Like Mario and so on. That's a vertical game? I thought that was a side-scroller. You mean 3D game? Crap, this boss actually can be tough. Oh, that was close. I know, I'm just trying to figure out what a vertical game is. If not horizontal. Got him. They did make a game called Sonic 3D Blast, which actually Bex has seen, where it's like, sort of 3D. It's from a top-down view, if that's what you mean. Isometric, I think, is the style you might be thinking of. Or vertical. Alright, I'm stopping with this game for now. Which is fake 3D, yes. Although then you got Super Mario Kart on SNES, which technically was 3D, but it ran like crap. Alright, back to the level select screen. Bex just shouts out random things. Be curious to see what Plebster has in mind. If anything. I enjoy the 3D now. Did you really just say Tetris? I forgot Tetris was even on here. This game is basic. In fact, this game wasn't even on the Genesis originally. They ported this over. Like, they just made a Tetris game specifically for this. It is actually really hard because you can't hold a block like you can in the original Tetris. And as you'll notice, the iconic Tetris music is missing. Yeah, they actually released it. I mean, obviously this isn't the original, but like they made a game specifically in 2019 for this. I have no idea why. I mean, I don't mind Tetris, but this isn't really why I got a Sega Genesis. I think it wasn't the first. Well, probably not the first Tetris, but I know there was a Tetris on the original Game Boy. That's how I always remember it. And then I think the NES probably had one. Tetris is EA? I did not know that. Not surprised, though. EA owns everything. Yeah, this music sucks. Like, everybody knows the classic Tetris theme. I don't know what this is, and now I'm already screwed. This game gets very hard very fast, too. I'll be honest with you, even with the original music, I'm not sure how great it is, but... Yeah, oh yeah, then the music gets faster and the background changes. Like, by level 5, you're just screwed. Yeah, that's a lizard in the background. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I don't know why they put so much detail into the background of a puzzle game. That's a dog? What kind of dog is that? It's got scales. Or is that... I don't know. I can't watch. Alright, looking dog. Crap, crap, crap. I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to do too much here. Could be a Komodo dragon. Really sucks when you can't save a peg for later. Like, you have to play whatever they give you. Almost every other Tetris, they let you save one. Don't worry, I'll get to the top. See, now it's, I don't know, a garden. Crap, 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 crap. Ugh. Oh, jeez. Oh, you son of a biznitch. I'm kind of getting tired of this. I do enjoy Karma Chameleon. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Bex, this wouldn't have even been like my 10th choice on the list of games. I give the fans what they want, and unfortunately, I just screwed myself. Yeah, we're done. We're done. I know, if it had the original music, it would be better. Alright, well, we learned our lesson on that one. Let's never play it again. But you're gonna miss Booger Man. I'm not kidding. There's a game called Booger Man. I'm almost tempted to play it. You haven't even seen some of the great stuff I have. I don't really care. I was gonna say, you did say anyway before. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm playing Booger Man. No, I know you. I know, Bex. I know you're probably going to bed. Good night, Bex. See you tomorrow. And yes, I am playing Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure. No, you have to stay for this. I'm just kidding. Have a good night. It's funny because the guy I got this for isn't even here right now. There's a plot to this, apparently. Professor Stinkbomb's lab, where a machine was built to save the world from pollution. What? Oh, we haven't even gotten to the game yet. Hey, I didn't make this game. I thought this was a joke when I first heard about it. Like I said, if I can't find a game that's really good, I just find one that's really stupid. Because I know people will watch stupid things. Flatulent Swamps, level 1. What the frick am I doing? He has a burp.
Rad. Cool.
Glad we're ending on a high note, Bex, right? Don't mean to be picky. You can tell the people who made this had a little fun with it. I want to kill someone with my burp.
Cool. Cool.
This is so ridiculous. This might actually be better than the McDonald's game. This is such a bizarre game. Somebody had to make this game. Like, somebody actually had to say this is a good idea. Oh, jeez. Alright, there we go.
Oh!
Is that bonus level? Like a bogus level? Boogie level?
Ah!
Yeah, it's about as much fun as a game about boogers can be. I'm guessing I lost, well, I know I lost Bex, but I'm guessing Clef couldn't take it anymore either. So then I'm down to nobody? It's fine with me, I'm just testing this out. Yeah, well, I'm not trying to impress anybody right now, so... Yeah, I'll do some quack shot before I wrap up for the episode. So it was more fun than I thought it was going to be, actually. Quack Shot, starring Daffy Duck. Not Daffy Duck, Donald Duck. These ducks get me confused. This game is actually, I mean, I have never played it, but this is considered one of the better Genesis games outside of the Sonic games. Like, this supposedly was, like, pretty critically acclaimed. In fact, I think it even got a re-release on PS3 with better graphics. Look at all three of those options I had. Duxburg, popular city of Duxburg. Disney games actually are pretty good. Like, I've played a lot of Disney games on the Genesis. They do a good job. Climb the ladder. Do I? Okay. I don't know what these do, but I'll take them. Oh, okay. Games like this, I just assume everything is deadly. Like, almost everything's an enemy. Ow. I don't want to know what just came out of that trash can. Okay, that's what. Oh, that's Pete. Ow. Hey, you dropped some money, pal. That was pretty bad. Jumped right into that. Wait, so what am I doing here? You guys have told me what to do. It said to climb the walls, but how the hell am I doing that? Oh, he's got a slide? That's kind of cool. Call the airplane. Well, that would be one way to... I don't have any items. Animation's really good on this, though, I gotta say. Very lively. This is a delightful game, I'd say. This is delightful. I really should have read what that crazy old guy said, huh? You can't communicate with the airplane from here. Well, then why give me the option? What does used look mean? I thought I could climb the things. Like, after I shoot them, I thought they stayed on the wall and I could climb them. One thing about games like this is you get stuck and there's really nothing to do. Alright, I'm not gonna... Even if there is nobody watching, I don't want them to just watch me jumping around a friggin' wall. I clearly missed the tutorial on that. So... let me do a little bit more, but... oh, Streets of Rage 3, that reminds me, Streets of Rage 4 is coming out pretty soon, and I am looking forward to that. That'll be a stream for me. Anything else that I haven't... oh, Garfield. Maybe I'll just do some Garfield and call it a stream for that. It's nice to have a little interaction with the quote-unquote fans for a bit. And I picked up another follower. I've been picking up some of those lately. I don't know what the difference is between normal and kitty. I don't know which one's harder. You would think kitty would be kind of the pussy difficulty, some pun intended. I actually used to have this game on cartridge, and I don't know what happened to it. Really good presentation. Of course, I love Garfield, so it's not the light. Like a higher jump or something? Because I'm missing something here. What in fresh hell is this? Welcome, party. This is a retro request party. Live, which right now is really nobody watching, so... now that there is somebody watching... go back to the main menu here. This is the Sega Genesis Mini. I don't think anyone requested this rubbish. Well, nobody was here, so I kind of just had to make the call. And I got a lot of Genesis games on display here. I was actually probably going to wrap up in just a little bit. Play Mega Man. I do have Mega Man. You got very excited about that. And if you want to see me suck at a game, Mega Man is definitely the one to pick. I am so bad at Mega Man. Who requested this rubbish? They are good. No, they really are, but unfortunately I am not fantastic. Yeah, so basically it's the first 3 games. I don't know if you have a preference. I'm pretty bad at all 3 of them. So, I don't care. Mega Man 2, I heard that's the hardest one. I also think they're all pretty hard. Mega Man 2 did have great music, I will give it that. Too bad I never got to hear any of the music, because I never make it past the first couple levels. Guessing you're a big Mega Man fan? Oh, wow. If you only enjoyed the second game, they made like 20 of these things. They really are. That's why I don't really see the appeal. Alright, which one of the Robot Masters should I try to beat? Wood, man, you would. Not gonna matter. I'm gonna lose to no matter who I play. I'm gonna freaking bomb him. Apparently I don't have a slide in this, so I don't know how I'm supposed to avoid half this stuff. Yes, this one is. Mega Man Wily Wars is included on the Genesis Mini by default. It's the first 3 games. I mean, this game is. There's a lot of other good games on here, though. The first 2 Sonic games. I don't know what you like, but a good selection of RPGs and platformers. And me dying at Mega Man. Sonic 1 is not that great, I was mentioning that earlier, but they do have Sonic 2, which was the superior game, and then I added Sonic 3 myself. Yeah, same here. And Sonic Spinball's also on there, which is a bit of an underappreciated game. And Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which isn't really a Sonic game, but it's Puyo Puyo. I hate how the enemies respawn once you leave the screen. That was every Mega Man game. Yeah, Puyo Puyo is fun. I mean, I like this thing even before I learned how to mod it, which actually isn't even that hard. Also comes with Castlevania Bloodlines, which is a fun game. Yeah, I mean, they've re-released the original Sonic trilogy so many times. Just if you wanted another way to play it on the semi-original hardware, this is the way to do it. Oh, that's true, too. I want to get an SNES Classic, but more for that reason, because I'm not super thrilled with some of the games they included on it. I don't know how I'm supposed to friggin' avoid that. They can emulate N64, but on the SNES, you mean? Like, I know there's emulators for N64, but I don't know how they would run on that hardware. Yeah, I was gonna say, that cannot run well. I never really got nostalgic for the N64. It's not because I don't like the games, I just never really had a desire to go back to them, other than maybe Star Fox 64, which I have on my 3DS, but most of the N64 games are just like hate me. Out of all the Nintendo consoles, like, I like Super Nintendo, original Nintendo, GameCube, but like, Sony Classic, if you know it, I was gonna say, Sony Classic I heard got like terrible reviews, but I was never a big PS1 fan to begin with, other than Crash Bandicoot, which they remastered anyway. But yeah, like any of these, if you know how to hack them, you can put like 500 games on them. God damn it. Oh, that's right, they're really cheap too, they're only 20 bucks. I'm already tired of this level. There's just not enough moves, and I've always said this about Mega Man games. Like, he has no slide or any kind of dodging, no double jump. Like, how am I supposed to get around any of this stuff? Yeah, but they're not. They'd be hard even if I had a good move set, but he doesn't have any moves. Like, how am I supposed to freaking do anything? Like, Contra games are hard, but at least they give you a chance. Which reminds me, Contra's on here too. I don't even have my charge shot. This is so dumb how I gotta shoot him and then I gotta go hide around the corner. Like, this is stupid. What kind of freaking strategy is this? Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm sure there are multiple routes, but from all indications, are you kidding me? I'm so tired of this thing. Come on. Oh, thank God. I freaking sucked. I could play another Mega Man game, or I could just not. I was gonna say, I'm playing a different freaking game. Or you mean another Mega Man game, or another game? Or another level in the damn Mega Man game? Screw it, I'm dumping out of this. Yeah, I got some fun stuff on here that didn't come with it, obviously, and then actually didn't add that many things. Your Sonic Trilogy. Some licensed games and stuff. I don't have RoboCop, no. You mean RoboCop or RoboCop versus Terminator? Either way, I don't have them. I could get them, they're free, but no love for Michigan. No love for Michigan? What does that have to do with anything? It's a RoboCop? That's your favorite game? I got no problem with Michigan. Personally. Golden Axe is pretty alright. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it. Oh, Altered. Do you really want me to play Altered Beast? I never got into Altered Beast. It's got like this big following for some reason. I just never got into it. It's an interesting game. It's also not a very good game. I don't know if you like Streets of Rage, but Streets of Rage 2 is on this, and I'll be playing Streets of Rage 4 when that comes out. Find the NPC in this level for a side quest. I didn't know there was an NPC in this game. I thought you just beat everything up. Now you're just making stuff up. Behind one of the rocks. I should have seen that coming. Wayne St. Pierre says there are no side. I mean, there might be side quests in this game, but there's no NPCs. It's pretty much the only people you encounter besides enemies are the thieves that like hold the magic. Actually, I think Golden Axe 3 is the best game. It's not on this collection. I'm also not that crazy about it, but Golden Axe 3 actually was pretty decent. I have not. I heard that's a different game, but it's based on this. Now, other than Streets of Rage, I don't really get into a lot of these beat-em-up type of games. Although I have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, which is pretty awesome. This game just doesn't have a lot of variety. That's my main thing with it. But a lot of beat-em-ups don't. I like that you can jump on little animals and stuff. It's pretty much just this enemy again and again and again. I don't have Hot Wheels Stunt Driver. If I had it, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'll keep these things in mind, though, because now that I know what you're into, I can probably find these things. Hot Wheels Stunt Driver would not be high on my list, left to my own devices. Is that even on Genesis? I thought that was like a Game Boy Advance game. Oh, it's a PC game. I've heard of it, I just never really got into the Hot Wheels games. I cannot hit this guy for the life of me. Windows 98. Good old Windows 98. I say, that big guy looked like he was about to get on that little thing. I'm like, you're not gonna fit on there. Freaking nut. I gotta beat him up just to get the magic I already had. It's not a bonus. It's freaking work. I can't even get any more magic. I'm maxed out. Give me health. No, no health. No health. Alright, cool. I do not. I have heard of that, though. Surprisingly, you know a lot of Genesis games. So do I. I can only fit so many on here, though. I also change them out quite a bit, too. So it's a cool thing. I've got... It starts with 40, which unfortunately, I can't remove those. I don't know why. I can't remove the 40 that came with it. I can add probably up to, like, 15 or so. Problem is, if I add more than that, I can't do save states anymore because it takes too much memory. So I think right now I've added maybe 15 games on top of the 40 that are already there. This is one of the 40 that was already there. I'd say out of that 40, there's probably 10 I don't really care about that I probably would take off if I could. I don't have an external flash drive. I know that there is such a thing that can do that. I use something called Project Lunar, which is like this program that downloads onto the system, and then you go into your PC and you add games that way, and it does a really good job of making them look like they're part of the collection. But I know there's something else, I forget the name of it, that is a flash drive that has the games on it, and you just do that. And surprisingly, almost every game I have works well. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game doesn't have sound for some reason. Other than that, everything plays well. I had a problem with a couple random games, and it wasn't really that big a deal. But every game I've wanted runs fine. I do not want Pepsi Man. Isn't that on PS1? I only know that game from the Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah, that game looks terrible. And the color palette is all just red, white, and blue. It's just all Pepsi color. Listen to that 16-bit fire-breathing action. It would have been easier just beating up the thug on my own. Looks cool. Yeah, it does look cool, but then the sound is like somebody barfing into the speaker. I'm bored. I'm just gonna blow him up. Yeah, take that. Just didn't really feel like losing a life on that boss, plus there's a health guy here. I only get 1 health from him. This is the level I keep falling off of. Get Adler's Quest. Honestly, even though I've heard of it, I'm not sure what it is. If I can, I will. Some games are only available like in Europe or Japan, and they don't always translate here. Oh, see, there you go. Right off the freaking edge of the stage. Smooth. And it actually does not sound like my kind of game at all, to be honest with you. I mean, it sounds like they put a lot of effort into it, but... This freaking chick's just swinging this thing forever. I'm not big into Civilization games, like that kind of mechanic. sure it's good. It's just that's like a more of a time investment than I had in mind. Jeez. Oops. I actually meant to put yes. Oops. That was my bad. Woo, I got a D. The Golden Axe isn't even my favorite Golden Axe game. Why of all the games, Garfield is one of those. I think it's because I was a kid and I'm like nostalgic for it. I mean, I could take any of these games off. I just kind of try them sometimes. Yeah, I've got more games than I think on here. Besides what came with it. Ghouls and Ghosts, yes. That also comes with it by default. Where was that? Alex Kidd is terrible. That also came with it. That was, believe it or not, Sega's mascot before Sonic. It's a very generic platformer. Just picture the original Mario Brothers, but worse. It's pretty much that. Yeah, we can check it out. Not like this won't take me long to die on. I actually did get past the first level on this just because I played it so many times, but it's ridiculous. And the second level, forget it. Ah, shoot. Sometimes you get something good in there, sometimes you get that guy. Sword, that doesn't help me. Oh, it is. That I don't think this one even plays as well as the Super Nintendo one. Same game, but the jump does feel a little off. I literally was trying not to do that. Obviously. I think I prefer the spear to the sword. The sword has like no range. Ah, crap, it's that guy. I think there's like one thing the enemy does, it turns you into a duck or something, you have like no attacks. It's like some weird stuff in this game. Ooh, I got the super armor. Very rarely get this. Ah, seriously? I thought the super armor took more hits. I just took like 2 hits from that. Son of a bitch. What's the point of the super armor then? I thought that gave me an extra hit. Yeah, sure, I'll try my luck with this again. Yeah, I always get him. Oh, I got turned into a duck, just like I was talking about. Alright, at least it's just temporary. Run! Run! Oh, this part sucks. Because you're fighting the wind here. Yep, That's what keeps happening. Eventually, I could beat that. It's just it's all trial and error. I've played it enough times. If you play it for like an hour straight, you kind of figure it out. But it's just it's too much. For some stupid reason, I'm gonna play Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. This game I think was made in 1989. Yeah, 1989. It's not unplayable. It's just not fun. Aladdin did not come with this console. I just really love that game. And I'm dead already. Yeah, that's probably the best Disney licensed game on the console. Yeah, on the Genesis. One of them, anyway. That's what I've heard, although I've never played the NES one. The music is awesome. Why am I playing this? There you have it, Alex Kidd. I don't know why I'm fighting cars. I don't get any of this. My attack is a punch or a flying kick. Oh, that actually does work. Oh, I can punch the cars. That's good to know. It really does. That's the funny thing about it is it looks like a freaking knockoff of something, but this was a real game. They made two of them, actually. I think this is the second one. I don't know how bad the first one was. It really is. And that's just how it's always looked. This level sucks, because these little moles come out of nowhere, and you never know when they're going to pop out of the grass. Or that. Some kind of demented turtle pushing a rock. You can punch these blocks. I assume that's to attack stuff with, but I don't really get it. I guess I can jump on their heads. Crap. I knew I messed up. Alright, let's never play this again. I think we're okay with that. This game sucks. Yes, I know. There's a reason why they went with Sonic. I feel like that game's only included for historic reasons, because just like Altered Beast, it's just very flawed, but whatever, it had its moment. Beyond Oasis is a pretty cool game, but that's another RPG. It's pretty time. I'll show you. Actually, it's a pretty cool game. Even I have to admit. And actually, it's kind of Aladdin themed. I never made it that far in the game, so I don't even know what the story is. But if you like action RPG games, you probably will like this one. Oh, I love Mario RPG. definitely is a pretty good game, though. I don't know why I don't play it more. This old girl keeps kicking my butt. Dreamcast Classic? Oh god, I would love a Dreamcast Classic. In fact, I've done retro request parties where I stream my Dreamcast, so that is not out of the realm of possibilities. I got a lot of Dreamcast games. But if there was a Dreamcast Classic, I would jump right on that. Pretty much have, maybe not every retro console, but a majority of them. Originals, too. This is considered one of the better games on Genesis. I never really super got into it, but I'm also not a huge RPG person other than Super Mario RPG and a few others. Actually, I think the graphics are one of the strong points of the game. Even though, I mean, these characters don't really mean anything to me, but I don't know, I think they did a pretty good job with what they did. There's also more to this game than just this. I just never gotten that far. Yeah, they're not all gems, but there is a surprising number of RPG games in this collection that I could probably do without. Yeah, well, plus this game is not an established franchise. Like, none of these characters have been in anything else, so... I mean, I play the original Zelda, that's nothing great to look at either, but supposedly a good game. Alright, I'm kind of done with this. I'll probably do a couple more before I call it a day, because I've already been on for almost 2 hours. Booger Man, that really is a game, and it's so bad. And yet, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I do enjoy Kid Chameleon. This is such a dumb game. In fact, I think I was... Oh, no, I wasn't. This was the game I played before you got here. I was playing this earlier. Who came up with this game? I don't know if it's based on an existing character. Yeah, it is not. It's interesting. It looks, that's the funny thing, and maybe it did and I just missed it, because this looks like it was a cartoon already or something. Oh yeah, you can also belch. I can, yep, just hold the button and you can belch. And you throw these little snot balls and stuff, and you collect garbage. Oh, it's actually, it plays pretty well. It's just, yeah, it's disgusting. It's not appealing to look at, or, like, it's just not. Yeah, it was 93. That's kind of why I like it, though. There's a few obnoxious games like this, like Cool Spot, which I do not have on here, but I actually have an original copy on a cartridge. In case you missed it, the name of this level is Flatulent Swamps. Yeah, that is a good point, and this was well before Captain Underpants, but yeah, same idea. Yeah, probably did not sell very well at all. Although you know there had to be some kids in the video store who were like, "Hey, it's Booger Man! I want to play Booger Man!" Like, it's clearly marketed to like 5-year-old boys. Not that girls don't like boogers too. I'm saying that. Actually, if you take the booger appeal out of it, this actually isn't a bad game. Like, it's a decent platformer. It's so hard to take the booger part out of it. It's kind of the whole game. Not that hard, I'll say. They got the most out of that belt sound effect. Not really sure how the ghosts fit in with the theme of this level. Like, they definitely play tested this. Like, it's better than Alex Kidd. I just died. Like, somebody had to make this game. Like, they invested freaking time and money into this game. My microphone? You know, it's kind of funny. Certain games... In fact, it's actually the older games that seem to outdo me in terms of volume. Like Final Fantasy VII, I feel like I'm usually pretty on point. I usually have to turn my mic up for these kind of games. Not that you're really missing much with my commentary. Where am I going? There we go. Ah. Jeez. I don't, but I was just thinking of that. I actually have Bubsy on cartridge. I have an original copy, but I don't have it on here. I'm actually kind of a love-hate relationship with that game. But it had its charms. You're naming all the games from my childhood now. I had Bubsy. One of the many Sonic clones that they had. The Carnival, yeah, that's the first Bubsy. The Carnival level is pretty good, actually. That's like the only one that plays well. The desert level's junk. First level's not hard, but it just... This game had some appeal to it. It's not my favorite Sega title, but it had some personality. Much like the title insinuates, I feel like it just stole a bunch of stuff from other things and just kind of slammed them together. I actually don't know the plot of this game. I think you're actually in a video game. Like, I think this kid gets sucked into a video game and he's got to get out by beating the levels, and you get all these different abilities, and like right now I got the knight helmet. Difficulty's kind of just in the middle. It's not too easy, not too hard. Level design's nothing fantastic. Some of the powers are cool. This one doesn't really seem to do much other than give me more health. And then you just hit these little flags to end the level. But yeah, the way it goes all like wireframe like that, I think you're supposed to be like in a game. Yeah, definitely knocks off Mario, and the fact that you hit the blocks and stuff comes out of them. There's supposedly like 100-something levels in this game, but they're all really short. Alright, so now I got the ninja sword. I gotta go down here. I hate going down here. I didn't even realize little green drops became enemies, too. Yeah, for some reason, Kid Chameleon gets lumped in with the other Sega classics. I mean, it is a Sega-made game, but, like, they never made another one. This was the only one they made. And to me, it's just a lot weaker than their other stuff, but... For some reason, it's like Kid Chameleon, one of Sega's best games. Not really. I do. Well, I got Space Harrier 2, but it's basically the same thing. Screw it. I'll do Space Harrier 2. And this does come with the Genesis Mini. It's not Road Rash, is it? It seems like a motorcycle game. Oh, Outrun? No, Outrun's like their most popular one. That's a car driving game. Yeah, I don't... Well, I have a ROM of Outrun, but I actually kind of got tired of it. It's a fun game, but after a while, you're just kind of driving around the beach forever. The music is really good. The music's probably the best part of the game. fact, that game's been re-released a bunch of times. Your hands do such weird motions on the D-pad in this game, like you're going around in this weird circle square shape to avoid stuff, which I did not do a very good job of doing.
Get ready.
Yeah, that is true. I could do Sonic fan games. I'd have to try it. It has to be a certain format, but actually are some pretty good fan games out there. If I could get Sonic, I think it's, well, they're both pretty good. Sonic before the sequel and Sonic after the sequel. I don't know if you've heard of those, but those are both really good games. Based on the original Genesis games. They'd probably play on here. After the sequel's a little better, but they're both pretty good. They actually have original stories, too. To be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Ah.
Get ready.
I could take or leave that, to be honest. The Sonic ZAM characters, as much as I like them, I don't really know what they would do. Technically, they have a cameo in the Sonic Spinball. They're kind of referenced a couple times, but... Yeah, no, Rotor is in Sonic Spinball briefly, so is Bunny Rabbit. They're in a bonus round. That's the closest you're gonna get. They actually reference the other Sonic cartoon more. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. A really goofy one. What the hell? He just got hit by a glowing jellyfish. Ready?
Get ready.
What the hell was that guy? Guys in black suits are just coming out. I don't know what's happening. This Space Harrier's fun though. Like, some games I don't get why they're so popular. This game's actually fun. A little weird, but fun. Yeah, I got no chance there.
Get ready.
I don't know what Pac-Man you're talking about, but I have Miss Pac-Man and I have Pac-Mania, both on Genesis. Both pretty good games. I don't know if they made the original Pac-Man, but I prefer Miss Pac-Man anyway. It just has more variety. Jeez, this thing is fast. Oof. That's me getting hit in the face. I thought I was going to die a life before that. I mean, I have Miss Pac-Man on Genesis. I could give that a try. Otherwise, I'm probably going to wrap it up here. What the hell? Oh, I'm right on it. Pug Wars. No, I don't. I have heard of that too. I've heard of a lot of things. Don't have a lot of them. I don't even know. What even is that? I guess it's about dogs. Battletoads I do not have. I love that game though. I couldn't put them all on here. I also just purposely put some random ones on for this stream. I did not know who would be showing up or what they want. Ah, it didn't really matter which way I went there. I was pretty much cornered. Harry Potter. What is it with you and Harry Potter? Even if that was such a thing, I would not play it. Did not like the books. Did not like the movies. I'm not surprised there was a game, but I don't really want it. It's a ROM hack. What did they just change? Like, I can't even think of what game they would make look like that. I like how you're like proud that you know that there's a Harry Potter Genesis game. I don't know who that was marketed towards, but I'm sure they're happy you like it. I am not giving out my address for any reason, especially to get the Harry Potter game. So why did you give out your address? I really wanted the Harry Potter game on Sega Genesis. It was just too good of a deal to refuse. Words that I will never say. Well, it's time for the in-depth plot. Ah, they're in love. Pack love. The greatest love there is. I do enjoy Pac-Man. I have actually seen Harry Potter on GameCube. I know that's a real thing, and no, I don't want it, to be perfectly honest with you. And I have streamed GameCube games before, but that's not going to be one I'm going to do. They had like Quidditch World Cup. No, I don't want it. And then sell it to me. You'd have to pay me to take it. Movie games in general are hit or miss, and I'm just not a big Harry Potter fan to begin with. Oh, get out. I'm not paying $13 for that. 13 cents if you're lucky. Is that like your thing? You just go on Twitch and you just find people like, hey, I got a Harry Potter game to sell, and I'm sure someone will take it at some point. You'll find that special market. 25, you just went up on the price. And I'm all set on the terrible games. I'll be honest, I've got a lot of terrible games of my own. I have Sonic Unleashed as well, but you had to have known that. I've got it on Xbox 360 and PS2. I don't know why I have it on PS2, because it's actually kind of awful. On PS2. On the 360 is pretty good. Waka 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 waka. Yeah, it's great on 360. Actually, that game and Generations, I think, play the best on 360. On PS3, it has weird loading screens. I have Sonic Riders. On GameCube, you mean? I have it. I even have the sequel, and then after that, I stopped caring. In fact, I didn't even like the first two that much. Sometimes I buy a Sonic game, I don't even know why I buy it. I'm like, I have Sonic and the Black Knight. I'm like, why did I buy this? This is awful. And then it just sits there. I don't think I have every Sonic game, but I've got a majority of them. Yeah, unfortunately, you can say that about a lot of Sonic games. Even the ones that are bad have good music. The problem with, like, the original Sonic Riders was okay. The future ones tried to use, like, the Wiimotes or the Kinect or whatever. I had no way to escape that. they try to use other gameplay mechanics and make it like unplayable, which for a racing game, that kind of sucks because I need to be able to move. I don't know why they insist on doing that if the technology isn't that good yet, or if they're not going to put an effort into it. Play Sonic Riders, but now you have to figure out how to use the Wiimote, which nobody can freaking do. I'm not doing a live stream of Sonic 06. See, the fact that you said that, and I'm pretty convinced I know you somehow, because that's a long-running joke with everybody, is that I do a stream of Sonic 06. I refuse. I don't even think I have it. I think I traded it in for like $2. I say $2 like that was an impressive amount of money. It was. He paid me $2 American for that piece of crap. And I still feel like I won the deal. I've beaten Sonic 06. I just don't want to play it. Oh yeah, my commentary would be pretty much this. It sucks. I mean, you're not gonna really fool me on anything there. Not much to say about that game that hasn't been said already by somebody. I don't even know if I want to play another game. I'm kind of tired. Might just call it a stream. It's lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, to be honest. Let's see. I'll see if I can get Battletoads, because I actually do want that game. And there was some other crap. Adler's Quest didn't really appeal to me. What was the other one? Yeah, I don't know. End it with a Sonic game. Alright, well, if I'm going to end it with a Sonic game, then I'm going to end it with the best Sonic game. This is actually Sonic 3 Complete. So, this actually is a, I guess you could call it a fan version, but it's got all these different options for Sonic 3. I'm just going to play the basic Sonic 3. Yeah, this is Sonic 3 Complete, which right now I'm just kind of playing as if it was just regular Sonic 3, but I don't really care. Yeah, Sonic 3 Complete is pretty awesome. I don't know if you know about the mods that they made to the game. Most of them improved the game drastically. Oh, now you tell me. Alright, hold on. No, I actually don't even like playing as only Tails. But yeah, you can customize a crazy amount of stuff in this. Tails is not that cool, to be honest, but it's all good. Woo, applying, and I'm bored. Yeah, he basically just plays like Sonic. I just prefer Sonic because of the Insta-Shield. And heck, I prefer Knuckles because he can get to other spots. They did make his flight pretty broken in this, though. Like, you can fly for a long time. This game actually did do, and it might, I don't know if it's on Twitch anymore because I think it expired, but yeah, it probably did. It was like about a month ago or so. I did an entire stream of this game, from beginning to end, as Sonic and Tails. Took me about 3 hours. Yes, I don't know if you were wondering, but I do have Sonic Mania. Yeah, I heard about that. The prototype that had like the really like unfinished version of Angel Island and a couple other things. Sonic Mania. Oh, come on! Sonic Mania was awesome. I'm the first one to tell you if a Sonic game wasn't good. That game was great. Wasn't as good as this, but it was close. It was a really good game. Are you one of those people who doesn't like it because they reused the levels? Actually, it did. I mean, they might have tweaked a couple things, but it was definitely like the same engine and everything. And this is coming from somebody. No, that's not true. There were 4 new levels. 4 new levels, and The ones they brought back, they changed the layout entirely, so it's kind of hard to say that. Studiopolis was a new level. Titanic Monarch was a new level. Mirage Saloon was a new level. Press Garden wasn't the best level, but it was a new level. Yes, I know. I've played the game. I mean, I understand that complaint, and that's why I don't say it's like the best game, because it doesn't have as many new levels, but the levels it has are pretty great. And it's not like Green Hill is Green Hill. Like, they made a lot of changes to it. Same thing with Hydrosity and some of the other levels. I will say, I think they might have missed some potential with Sonic Mania, but if they keep that team together and make an all-new game, I think they really got something. Hydrosity, yes. The second level of this game. The water level. Technically the 7th level in Sonic Mania, the 2nd level in this game. Yeah, you really better have liked Mania. I mean, I could see where some people wouldn't love it, but to say it's trash that's a complete exaggeration. Especially if you're able to put up with Sonic 06 or even Sonic Unleashed, which has its issues. Remember the first time I played Sonic Unleashed, I was just so impressed that it didn't suck. Like, my initial impression was so high because I was used to Sonic 06, and then I played Sonic Unleashed, I'm like, wow, this is awesome! And then over time, I kind of got tired of it, but the first time I played it, I'm like, wow, it actually controls. Well, yeah, in my opinion, the best 3D Sonic game is still Sonic Adventure, although I don't really like that Big Cat was in it, but the Sonic parts play fantastic. I don't know why they couldn't just stick with that and just improve the camera. That's because they're Sega, and they've got to do weird stuff. Sonic Adventure 2 was pretty great as well. Yeah, I mean, I know Big the Cat has kind of his quirky, funny moments, but as far as playing as him, it's so frustrating. In fact, I didn't do a stream, but I did a Let's Play on YouTube, so it's kind of like a stream, but no one was watching, where I did the entire Sonic Adventure campaign. It's on my YouTube channel, Bali Productions. And I played Big the Cat, and I must have spent like 40 minutes trying to get like through the last level. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I was like right above him. I'm like, why can't I just grab the fish out of the water? The fish is right in front of me. Why do I need to go fishing for it? Like, it was so stupid. Like, it's not like it was in an ocean. It was like in a tank. Like, it just baffled me that I couldn't just grab it. I'm like, Big, you're like 8 times that thing's size. Just tackle the frog and go home. As a kid, I never understood that he was going behind the waterfall. I never made that that connection. I thought he was like actually vanishing. I'm like, how is he doing that? But it's actually just supposed to be him going behind the water. That's why he disappears. Which actually to me isn't as cool. I like thinking that he disappears. He's got a cloaking device on or something. I'll probably play some Hydrosity before I call it a stream. Because I do love Hydrosity. That's my favorite water level, and I usually don't like water levels. Yeah, I love Robotnik. I didn't mind, like, in Sonic Adventure, I thought he was a good balance of serious with a couple goofy moments, and then they kind of ruined him from Sonic Unleashed on. But I think that was a reaction to Sonic 06 and how nobody liked that game, so they pretty much changed everything, which I didn't think they necessarily needed to change the serious tone, they just needed to make a good game. But they're like, no, we'll make it like a Saturday morning cartoon. I guess I should be alright with that, because Sonic fans, you know, Sonic games are probably marketed toward kids more, and I'm pretty old, so to me it seems like, you know, a stupid idea, but I guess if you're a kid, you think it's a good idea. Oh, you can go up here. I didn't know how high that went. Same. I like the Sonic Boom show. I don't love it, but it is kind of funny. Unfortunately, the game is terrible. For many reasons. And yes, I did have that game. I traded that in. Only okay part of the game was when you fought Shadow, but even that was just weird. Made like, I want to say 3 or 4 of those games too, because they made them for 3DS and they just never got any better. They were like, yeah, we swear this one's going to be good. It's like, no, it wasn't. Yeah, as much as I like Shadow, I agree with that. Actually, you know your Sonic. Even when they brought him back for Heroes, I was like, okay, why? And they never explained it, so that was disappointing. Doesn't go anywhere. Because I really like Shadow, but yeah, his story loses a lot of significance when basically it never happened because Sonic Adventure 2 killed him off, and yeah, no, you already know. Spoilers. Every other game he's been in, he's just a side character at best, and he doesn't really do anything. He's just that edgy Sonic. Sonic the Edgehog. Party har har. What the hell? Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why. I honestly don't know why Yuji Naka left Sega, because he said he was gonna like do his own projects. He made like maybe 2 games after his time with Sega, and that was it. Like he made it sound like he was gonna do these like all new games and stuff, and you never hear about him anymore. I don't even know if he still makes games, Yuji Naka. So I guess he's been on as like a consultant for a few of the recent Sonic games, but that's it. Like he's not, obviously not at the helm anymore. So I want to say the last game he had any kind of hand in was Sonic Adventure 2, probably. Really? Now that's surprising, because I got to admit the last few Mario games have been really good. Particularly the Mario Galaxy games, and Odyssey. What the hell? Never had that happen. Odyssey was great, so I don't know in what way he's not doing Mario justice. I think Nintendo, for the most part, has handled Mario very well. The Paper Mario, I've heard, has not been as good, but I mean, you can't make every game amazing. Like, you can only make so many great games. I think they've gotten a surprising amount out of Mario for what he is. He's probably one of the simplest characters in gaming, with a very simple cast around him. And they've made some really, like, creative games with him, so I mean, I commend them for that. You know, I've heard that the Paper Mario games were all really good. Or, well, the first 2. And then after that, it went downhill. I actually played Color Splash. I didn't really like it that much. Creative idea, but not much more past that. Yeah, everyone says Thousand Year Door is like this amazing game. Super Paper Mario game, actually, yeah, Super Paper Mario, actually, I kind of like that one because it was less RPG-ish. I thought I could get up there. It's not. Where'd the enemy go? Specifically wet donkey ass, not even just donkey ass. Liberal arts simulator? What? What, Color Splash? Because you just paint with it? I'm not a good person to go by either, because I don't really play a lot of RPGs, as I mentioned, so I wouldn't know a good one from a bad one. I don't even really consider that game an RPG. It's kind of like a weird platformy type of thing. Wow. Hey, Spidey! What's up, man? Appreciate you showing up for basically the last few minutes of the stream, although now I feel almost obligated to play Booger Man because I purposely downloaded that game for you. Arnie's seen Booger Man a time or 2. Well, Well, you missed pretty much the entire stream, but let me see what I can do. Oh, jeez. Oh, also, my friend Bex was here earlier, and I tried to say these really hard to say German words. You missed that. That was pretty embarrassing. Oh no, it's fine. I'm not holding anyone to this. You're not gonna be disowned because you didn't watch my stream. Seems like lately I've been streaming every day. Even I have to admit I've been excessive with it. I play these games so often, it's just second nature to me. Like, this is not necessarily an easy game. I've just played it so many times that I don't know, I just know it. As I get hit by the freaking second boss of the game. I'm not that good at this game, I lied. I hate the sand level as anybody. If you're talking about Sandopolis, that's probably my least favorite Sonic level of all time, which is ironic because it's in my favorite Sonic game. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. That'd be Sandopolis. Possibly the worst Sonic level in history. With that dumb mechanic. Never was a big fan of Marble Garden, even though, I mean, it's not as bad as Sandopolis, but... I gotta give Spidey what he wants. Mountain Dew game. No, but I know there is one. Is that an actual game, or is that a ROM hack? Alright, this is the third time I've played Boogerman in this stream. I cannot believe I'm saying that. Oh, no, you're fine, Spidey. You put up with like 2 hours of me playing Final Fantasy. Actually, more than that. They really did, and I have Cool Spot, which is the 7-Up tie-in. And actually, I have McDonald's Treasure Island on here, which is another product tie-in. I can't believe I'm playing this a third time. Or at all. Yeah, McKids. I thought that was only NES, though. I didn't see that on Genesis. But Ronald McDonald's Treasure Hunt game actually is not bad. That's how I started this stream. I think I've played, like, I don't know how many games in this stream, at least like 15, if not more. Magna, yeah, we're playing it right now. It's Boogerman. I don't know if I'm ever going to play this game again. I just got this to say, hey, I got Boogerman. This is such a dumb game. Oh, I didn't show you that he could burp. Yeah, that's a thing. You can tell they spent a lot of the budget on that belch sound effect, too, like that. That's a really good belch sound effect. It sounded like the dragon from Golden Axe. It just sounded like crap. You can tell it's from the 90s because they use the word rad a lot. That's rad. Yeah, no, it's actually, like I was saying before, like you can tell that they tried. I don't know why, but they did. This will forever be known as the Booger Man episode of the Retro Request Party. This is pretty terrible. Yeah, I mean, that is clearly what these are based off of. Earthworm Jim, which is also on this collection, is a pretty good game. Ren and Stimpy games have not been. You already know that Barney doesn't like Garfield. I don't know why. It's actually a pretty good game. Barney, yeah, Barney loves Mondays. Unlike Garfield, who hates them. I've never really had a problem with Monday. Like, mainly, I don't know. I understand why people don't like them, but I never really thought of it anything special. It's like, oh, it's Monday, okay. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just Monday. I don't mind a good Tuesday. What the hell did I just find? Every time I hear Rad, I think, wow, I'm playing Booger Man. What has my life come to? This is going to be quite a change of pace when I go back to Final Fantasy. It's going to be hard to top the amazing storyline of Booger Man. Saint Pierre, oh my god, I'm so tired of that freaking fake character. Wayne St. Pierre. And then he tells me, like, after the fact that not only is he not mandatory to the story, but I already missed my chance to find him. Ah, that was terrible. Alright, that's gonna do it for me, because I've already gone over and they don't pay me for these. So, thank you guys for watching. It's been a fun one. Got my Sonic t-shirt on, as you can see, and I will see you next time. Not sure when I'm gonna stream Final Fantasy VII again. Might be on Tuesday, but obviously you'll get a notification or something, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in, and well, I'll see you guys around.